Good morning, everybody, and a Merry Christmas to all of you out there, or at least for those who celebrate it, because I do actually believe some people don't. Yes, so it's Christmas, so I'm actually internally probably dying about now. Since I am the official Christmas planner for my entire family, which is, always a great job. I do enjoy it, but it does mean that, at least for right now, I am absolutely knackered. I have never been this tired. So I'm not really going to play like a proper full-on game or anything. I just kind of want to mess about with this new like Christmas version of Plague Inc. that I found. I can't remember what these do. Oh yeah, bonus DNA or DNA. For those who don't know, Plague Inc. is, well, it's a plague simulator basically. The goal is to wipe out all life on Earth. But people make up their own scenarios. So this one is like an anime Christmas thing. To be honest, I just clicked on the first thing that looked Christmassy because I don't really play like nice Christmas games. But I can't really be bothered to like play anything like really head on today. And I wanted to kind of update you guys anyway on what's happened this month, what's coming, I suppose. Just reiterate on some of the promises I've made at the end of a couple of my videos that I never went back to. So this is more of an update video than it is a gaming video. It's just going to have like gaming in the background, I suppose. Do I want my place mutate? Probably not. Harder to kill. Yeah, as I said, I don't normally win these. I'm not particularly good at this game. Unless it's like the original mode, with like just the general virus. The virus and bacteria are the only two I think I've ever actually won. I got close with the monkey one, the Darwinism one. I got really close with that. And I had the most fun with the vampires and the zombie apocalypse version of this. If you've never played Plague Inc., I would definitely recommend it, especially if you want to kill like a couple of minutes. Or you can kill like up to half an hour, I suppose. Increase infectivity. Plague more likely to cross a closed land border. Yeah, let's get it across land. Bonus humid, rural, urban, minor bonus in all environments. We'll go with that. Bonus DNA. Costs to devolve don't increase. Do I need that? Symptom costs don't increase but easier to cure. Ability costs don't increase but easier to cure. Costs don't increase but easier to cure. Bonus DNA when dissolving. I just want to do the devolve one because I want to play. I said I want to do a bit of a casual game, so we're gonna go with that. I don't need cheats. I don't really think I'm gonna win. I'm like the bare basics of bare basics. Humanity's foolish. I show you what happens when they mess with the normal course of nature. Rogue void genetic scientist. I have no idea what anime this is, by the way. Oh wait, so I do get to choose. No, it wants it to start in Japan, so we'll start it here. I don't know if I've ever started this game in Japan before. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys are having a better end of the year than we had at the start of it. It's actually quite loud, actually. I really should turn that down. Okay, I can actually hear myself think now. As said, I've been extremely busy this past month because I do all the Christmas preparations and everything. So I'm the one that puts up all like the decorations, and then I organise the food. Thankfully, my parents are organising the whole hosting thing this year because I did that last year and I was like, this isn't me. It's actual hell. Especially like working around obviously the big main virus right now. Although to be fair, we've just started on the cure administration thing. You know, the whole. I still love the fact that the second person who got vaccinated was called William Shakespeare. And yes, Twitter, I appreciate the puns because oh my god, I was having such a bad day, and that just made my week. That made my month. That was amazing. But yeah, but like we're really far down on the list in terms of vaccinations. My grand's quite high up there, which is quite nice to know she'll be going for that soon, since she's coming around for Christmas as well. So we were always worried about that. But yeah, unfortunately we're in like a tier 3 area. But I had never expected anything different. That's yeah, you know, when you're next to all like the major cities, it's kind of yeah, you can see where the virus is like coalescing. But then we're also up north, so it's like, well, we just have less money in general up here for the general protection of people and everything. But that's a different conversation that all revolves around the UK government that some of us kind of want to strangle, but you know, it is what it is. Yorkshire gets overlooked, and I will stand by that to the end of time. Just look at how many potholes we have. It's actually insensitive how many potholes we have up here. It's literally not funny. Not to mention how many roads are still full of cobblestones from the time when, you know, we were like horse and carting it around. So... but anyway, I think it's a nice aesthetic up north. I went to London once, and yeah, it was for a few days for an art trip, and it's like, it was nice, but I will never, ever go on the underground ever again. That was hell. Also, it's the fact that like, I don't understand how people like down south, and I don't know where this is coming from, by the way. This is what happens when I rant, but like, people down south complain when a train is like 2 minutes late. And I'm like, have you been up north? Because our trains aren't 2 minutes late. They are 2 hours late. Like, if you're a few minutes late for work down south, apparently you get like your ass reamed for it. I'm like, my god. I have been literally 3 hours late for work up here before. And I was totally fine. Because it wasn't my fault. Like, the bus didn't turn up for 3.5 hours. I'm like, wow. So anyway, this is because I had an argument with my aunt about this recently. She was like just moaning about traffic conditions down in London, and you know how terrible the bureau system is. And I have not looked at any of this. I really should. Yeah. So she was like, you know, moaning about traffic and all this, that, and the other. And I was just like, you don't know how it is. You don't know how bad it is, you know. Oh wow, this is not a symptoms-based one. This is just a transmission-based one, isn't it? Oh, that makes this easier. I'm not reading these at all. Oh, I actually kind of wanted these two. This one to evolve a bit more then, didn't I? Bugger. This is what happens when I don't look. But anyway, so other than me moaning at my auntie for, you know, crying about a few minutes late on traffic, and I just know there are going to be people out there who are the same. You know, it's different in every single country, but, you know, for those of us who live up north, it's like we're just used to being let down by, you know, public transport in general. And it's like, well, yeah, I'm not going to moan about a few minutes, because for us a few minutes is amazing if it's only a few minutes late, you know. I expect an hour, you know. Sometimes they don't even turn up. Like, most of my school days, I think, I remember being late for school because if there was a flake of snow, the bus just didn't turn up. And that was that. That was it for the whole day. The bus was just like, nah fam, no, I'm not getting you, you know. And then you'd have to walk all the way down to the bottom of the hill. And there's a bridge at the bottom of the hill, and it always flooded. So if it was flooded, you'd walk all the way down to the bottom of the hill, and then you couldn't go anywhere. You'd have to walk all the way back up because there was no other way into like my school. It's like, how do I explain this? We have like 2 hills on either side, and then the moor at the back of the Yorkshire Moor. The Yorkshire Moor is just like a massive floodplain, basically. It just collects water, but it's all the way on like the other side of like a giant like bowl basically. Now I live at the top of a hill. By the way, if you ever move to the UK, live on top of a hill. I cannot stress that enough, because otherwise you'll be flooded, or get all the shitty weather, or you'll get all the sewage that kind of runs down the roads when the drains get blocked. Honestly, just the hill. Never live next to any of the rivers, because they will flood, they do flood, and the government does nothing about it, ever. I mean, York is a really good example of that. But anyway, so the river kind of goes like all the way around my school. When I was younger, we had like the art building, which was like really close to the water. That used to flood all the time. And then the main part of the school building was down there as well, so that used to get like we used to have whole like months almost off just because of the school like flooding again. We were just so used to it flooding, it was amazing. That's also like really bad. I mean, it was really great when we had like proper ice and snow, because it was just, sledding was great. But yeah, when you've got like the river all the way around, you've got two bridges either side, so no matter which way I went to school, and one way was definitely more country than the other, which is like just dangerous anyway, you just didn't do it. But yeah, you would kind of get stuck, and then you'd have to walk back, because the hills are like, they're not quite 90 degrees, because you know that's not fun, but they're not far off. They're probably about like that. What's that, 70? I don't know. I haven't done degrees in a while. Anyway, basically you get your car about halfway up, and then the wheels are spinning, they go backwards. And to be fair, that was terrifying. Not only for the drivers, but for all the school kids as well. Because when you go to like a rural country school, right, you've got no pavements. There's no place for your young child to walk safely. It's just roads and corners and high hedges, and you just pray that there isn't a moronic driver around around the corner that's going to squish your face. That's just how it was. Anyway, I think we had like a really bad snow day one year. Like, it was really bad. It's actually really funny how bad that was. And anyway, we all got told to go in, as we do, even though the weather forecast said it was going to get worse, and it did. But we were kind of all got down into the school, and then, oh, what happened? Oh yeah, the water pipes on the ceiling burst. They burst, hit the floor, and froze. So the school was kind of like, shit. Need to evacuate everybody very quickly before we literally get stuck, because that was just not fun. And then yeah, so we all kind of got, the general call, you need to go home. Now, I used to get a lift into school from my mum, because she worked at the school over the moors, so she'd go down the hill, over the river, drop me and my brother off, and then go up the hill and over the moors and down again to the other school. That was the thing, it was like an up down. Now, getting up to the moors is generally fine as long as you've got good tyres, right? So my mum's always had good tyres. She just knows. She knows winter driving. She hates it, but she's good at it. So she was okay getting over the moors. So me and my brother were going to wait, as we do. And then we kind of got to like the bottom river, which is where we used to wait, because there was a fish and chip shop there. It was always open. It was the best thing ever. But we kind of wait there. And then I got a call that my mum was stuck behind another driver at the top of the moor, and he couldn't move. Now, you can't overtake on the moor because there's a drop basically either side, so it's if you're at certain points it's fine, but where she was, she couldn't overtake, so it was either wait another 2 hours or walk it. Yeah. We should have waited another 2 hours. That's just how bad the roads were. But I was with my friend. My friends were all like really into like horse riding and everything, so they had all the horse riding gear on, because that's what they were going to do afterwards. And so, which included the really thick boots. Then you have my best friend who's wearing like kitten heels because she's mad. And then you have me, and I'm wearing like these like really non-grippy trainers because that's just what I wanted to be for the day. You know, that mad person. Anyway, we decided it would be a good idea to walk up the terrifying hill that has no pavement. Why we thought that was a good idea, I don't know. But we did it. We did it, right? And it was fine. It was fine. There was only a few cars that were going down sideways, which is great. It's great when there's only a few. And you kind of have to like vault into people's gardens when that happens. You know, they don't appreciate it, but you know, whatever. I want to live. And it was okay until we got kind of halfway up the hill. And then there was this big ass delivery truck. And like, when I mean big, I mean the ones you see on the motorway that have like the huge carriages and you're thinking, what the hell are you doing on a country road? Why are you here? Anyway, that wasn't going up the hill. It was facing to go up the hill, but it was sliding down the hill sideways. And it covered the road. So it was kind of in slow motion really, because I saw it and panicked and vaulted a wall. As you do. My best friend in kitten heels saw it, panicked, and stayed still. And it was like, oh my god, she's going to die. So yes, that was like the worst couple of minutes of my life, trying to get my friend over the hill. How did I lose that? How? I don't even know. Anyway. Yeah, we're gonna try that again. I don't agree with that. I was doing well. Don't lie. Somewhere got cured. I didn't really say what I was doing, to be fair. Anyway. But yeah, I can like tell you there's nothing scarier than having like a whole road of solid ice with a huge ass truck going backwards and a load of cars like trying to drive out the way at the last minute, but there's nowhere to go because it is a straight road up a damn hill that is full of snow with just people's gardens on either side. And you're lucky if you're next to a garden with a wall you can actually vault, you know, because some of them have hedges like 30 miles high so that they don't, I'm exaggerating that, but you get my point, you know, so that kids can't vault the wall because, you know, who wants children in the garden? I get that, you know. So point being, roads around here, not great. This is kind of not where this conversation was supposed to go. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just nattering, to be honest. But this is what's happened. I've had like so many weeks off now just for Christmas, to get some things going. And what's this? Crystal's going to build increased infectivity. I need increased infectivity because I think that was my problem. And then I need to go on to that. Yeah. Anyway, do. So yeah, it's like I actually haven't spoken to like another human being that wasn't my parents for like the past so many months. Although my brother and his girlfriend have been here, but that's like more of a nightmare than it is anything else because they talk like a lot into like the early hours of the night, and it's usually really private conversations, you know, the type that you don't want to hear between your family member and their partner. But my wall is thin, like thin, right? Okay, so I can hear everything, and I don't want to hear everything. So I have earphones, I have earmuffs, I have so much to protect my delicate ears, right? But still, sometimes it is not enough. Sometimes I listen to music till like 3 a.m. because that's the thing. My brother is like really, really heavy multiplayer gamer, but because he works, him and his mates, obviously, they finish at 5, they have dinner at 6. My brother's girlfriend has dinner at 7 because she's mad. I don't know, it's an Italian thing apparently. Don't quote me on that, she said that. I am just regurgitating information here that I've been told. Anyway, so apparently she eats at 7. So my brother then games with his friends from about 8 o'clock all the way through till 2 in the morning. And normally that would be fine if it, you know, wasn't for the fact that I can hear everything. Every click of the keyboard, every time he swears, everything I can hear. So yeah, it is, it's not the best. It's really not the best, but there's not much you can do about that, you know. So for like, they were staying with us for like the past 3 months almost. So I've kind of had 3 months of like insomniatic type sleep schedule, which is just, it's not great. It's really not great. So I'm kind of like, I kind of switch between like overly hyper and then like overly tired. Today's one of those in-between days where I'm just like, I can't be bothered, but at the same time, I'm really talkative. Which, you know, obviously everyone can hear now. So yeah, like I'm getting to like some proper sleep now that I'm actually, you know, now that they're gone, which sounds really bad because I do miss them because they keep like the noise levels in the house quite high and it's a lot of energy. But yeah, they're moving house this week, which is, you know, really awkward to work around, like the restrictions and everything. So they're doing it all themselves. So there's no one else is entering their bubble in a sense. But yeah, they had to do it this week because my brother's girlfriend got called into work. That apparently they've decided that, you know, that's safe to do. So she's gone from having like a full office here to having to go all the way down south just to go in. But it's her first job, and this is like the first time she's going to be going into the office, so I can see the need for it, you know, as I do. So I do understand. I don't need that yet. Let's do that one. Yeah. So yeah, they've gone down south because they had all like their bed was shipped down south, but parts of their computer and shelving system were sent here, and it was a nightmare. And they had delivery people cancel on them, and like, yeah, my brother was just so stressed by the end of it, which made the last couple of days like so stressful because everyone was trying to work around each other. And this is the time of year, I said, when we put the Christmas decorations up, and it was like, oh god, I'm working around, you know, people moving in and out all the time. It's madly stressful. I don't recommend the experience to anyone. Oh, come on, spread my virus, spread. Spain, how dare you, Spain. I expect the Spanish Inquisition. I expect it, damn it. This is fine. I just want to decrease the research speed now. Yeah. Anyway, so I've had like 0 sleep basically for the past couple of weeks. I haven't touched the ending of any of the games I've been playing, which we'll get onto in a minute. But sticking to the like Christmassy thing, yeah, I'm kind of like doing so many videos in advance for that. You'll have seen them all by now. All those pre-December ones are done. This is the first one I'm doing actually in December, because I'm like, I misjudged how many videos I needed, because December is a long ass month. Like, I didn't realise like how long December is. Like, it's like how many extra videos for those days, like those months that have like 38 days. I don't really care. I don't mind. I do enjoy doing this, but yeah. But yeah, we have so many birthdays around December time. Like I have my grand's birthday to do. Well, my other grandmother. Oh god, that's weird to think about. We used to have 2 grandmother birthdays, like sort of coalesced around the same time. We only have one now because I lost my grandmother earlier this year. She was 96. So she did really well. Like she was on it. She was that grandmother. She was so stubborn, was my gran. And I love her for it, but like, wow, was she stubborn. Am I gonna lose this again? Who is healthy? No one's healthy. How dare you? What is this? What country is this? How do I find out? Oh no, I'm just gonna stay on this screen for ages. Infect, damn you, infect. I'm full on transmission. So the only thing I can do is this. How much do I need for that? 33. Okay. Spread. 33. Okay, that's a new strain. Yes! There are no healthy people left. Oh, yes. Death. Death. Come on. Come on. I just want to see me win this. Anyway. Yes, so we have like so many birthdays left this year. I've got like my twin cousins. It's really weird to think of them as my cousins because they're only like 4 and I am so old. But they call me auntie anyway because, you know, age difference and everything. I prefer being called auntie anyway. It's like less weird than having them call me cousins. Yeah. But yeah, they've got their birthday in early January, which is great. My other cousin's birthday is sometime this month. I can't even remember when. My dad's birthday is this month. My mum's is in January. Thankfully, me and my brother are in November, but it all lines up around Christmas. So this time of year is like when I am the most broke, like ever, which is all great. Hey, I destroyed the world. Yes, I'll recommend that, but only because I won. What do we like? What do we like? Squid Kid Forever. I have no idea what that is. I could do a regular one, I suppose. If I go back to the main game. That is not a new Plague Simulator. I've played that one before. Shadow Plague. The only problem with Shadow Plague is I have to pay attention. I'm not sure I fancy paying attention right now. I'm kind of enjoying just chatting while I do this. We'll go with the virus. I find this we'll sit with the same stuff as well. Packs 12? I think not. I'm so unoriginal. Where do I want to start this? Japan worked out well, didn't it? Yeah, I can just leave this to get on with it now. This one will be much slower. Yeah, I'll have to work on this one because I have to evolve the symptoms myself. I kind of prefer that, to be honest, when it leaves you to do the symptoms, because that's a good majority of the game. You know. So yeah, we kind of have like a mad rush around this time of year, so usually I do everything like in advance. It was a nightmare last year when I was working. I was working like, what was it, 2 hours away? Roughly, because it was like a 2 hour bus, then a train, then a bus to get to work, and then I'd have to do the same thing back, or one of my parents would come get me because I can't drive, nor do I have any intention of ever driving because yeah, no. Visual distance on this side, not great. I literally cannot judge distances in my like peripheral. So, like, it's like I kind of like can't see where the curb is, which is terrifying. I actually think I do better is it America where they drive on the other side of the road? Because like this side is perfectly fine. So if this side was on the curb, I'd be okay. It's just this eye, and I'm like, yeah, no. And I felt bad about that at first because I was like, oh my god, everyone knows how to drive and I don't. But I mean, my auntie's like, she won't like me sharing this, but she's like, other side of 30. We're not going there. And she's only just learned how to drive because now she has the twins. That was like her motivation. But I kind of felt like much better than that. After I knew that, because she waited so long. So it's like, it's nice to know I'm not the only one. And at least I'm not, contributing to climate change, so there is that. Not that I bike to places anyway. I considered it at one point, but like the roads around here, I said, potholes and way too thin, and I mean, it's dangerous to walk around here, never mind get on a bike. I used to see people doing that in the middle of Leeds, they're getting on a bike and going down the middle of these really busy roads, and it's like, what are you doing? You're going to die. I mean, it's probably not that dramatic, but I am that dramatic. So yeah, I just don't like really dangerous situations like that. Anyway, so yeah, we've kind of been like, you know, wrapping everything, getting presents and everything. But this year's been really hard, obviously, because everyone's out of work except my dad and my brother, but he doesn't contribute because, yeah, no, first job, first house, first girlfriend, just let him get on with all that because that's enough to think about. But yeah. So we're kind of doing like cheap Christmas this year, which is really strange to say because, you know, I don't think my family's ever had a cheap Christmas. I mean, we don't usually do much throughout the year. We go on like one family holiday, which we didn't do this year, obviously because of everything that's going on. We had to stay at home, but it was quite nice actually, just, you know, having everybody off work at the start, especially in the middle of summer, because it was really warm this year. So we spent a lot of time in the garden, just, yeah, you know, we replanned our garden, and I like built my own like a fairy garden. I've planted like 4 lemon trees and they are growing, and that I don't understand because England is not lemon tree growing weather, so I don't know how I've managed that. But I have. I've just learned a lot about plants this year, which is completely pointless information that I'm never going to use, but hey ho. We do have our own blackberry bush though, and this was the first year it bore fruit, and that was really lovely. I just have a thing about, you know, freshly grown fruit. I want to try and grow like some wild strawberries because they're my favourite. They're just the tiny little ones that you find growing in cracks between pavements. For some reason they're just really, really nice. Not like the full strawberries, the big ones you get at the supermarkets, which are kind of more like water content than they are anything else. And I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah. Oh god, I'm just thinking about all the stuff I've got to do like coming up for Christmas, because I do like the big all the cooking and everything. So I'm cooking for, oh god, I don't even know how many of us there are. 9 of us? Is there 9 or 10 of us? Something like that. Anyway, so it's like 3 turkeys across the next couple of weeks that I've got to do, and then chicken and duck, and my brother does the pork. That's his contribution, the pork. My mum does all the sides because no. She also does the prawn vol au vent because that's her specialty anyway. It was my my granny granddad's specialty. So it's kind of a bit like I feel so strange about that this year because it'll be the first year where we don't have my dad's mother here for Christmas. I mean, it was weird when I lost my granddad as well. It was like, you know, there's one less. Because we used to always go around to my gran and granddad's for actual Christmas Day. That's always been what we did with my dad's side of the family. My mum's side has always been way more relaxed. It was a couple of days after, a couple of days before, it doesn't matter. But my dad's side was very much traditional Christmas thing. We'd always like, you know, go around, have lunch, watch Doctor Who, and then we'd come back to ours and sit in front of the fire and just watch like really shitty Christmas movies. You know, it was just like a nice tradition thing. And then that changed to having my gran come here after my granddad passed because we didn't want her on her own. So we've been doing that for so long now. But last couple of Christmases, you know, when you get into your 90s, it's kind of like you get more like homebound, I suppose. So she had a carer and everything, but all the emergency buttons and everything was all at her house, so it was just like, yeah, she can't come around anymore. But so the last 2 or 3 years she stayed at her home for Christmas, and we went round like we used to do. But this will be the first Christmas where it's like no grandmother at all, it's like the no representation from my dad's side of the family, because my grandparents from that side are the only ones we keep in contact with, really. Yeah, we were organising obviously like funerals and everything this year, so that has been like morbid as all hell. I did love my gran, but like she was one of those people where she was so ready to go. She was done. She was so done, like with everything. She was an amazing woman, was my gran, and I'll definitely miss her. But you know, when it's time to go, it's time to go. That's it. So, yeah. Hope she's happy wherever she is. She's probably yelling at somebody. That wouldn't surprise me. She's like that person who used to argue for the sake of arguing, and she was never wrong, ever. God, my God. I mean, my flatmates at university were introduced to her when she had an hour and a half argument with my brother about tea bags and the correct way to make tea. Ugh. I mean, that was embarrassing as all hell. But I did actually make a lot of friends out of that. It was like a shared understanding of secondhand embarrassment. So that was what it was. But yeah, so I said I'm doing like the big Christmas things this year, so it's like, oh my God, it's so much work. But I don't need to do it just yet. It's not time. It is not time. And then I have to do things in January because there are more birthdays coming up in January, and then we have New Year's Day, which is just going to be like, I don't even know what we're doing this year. I literally have no idea. It could be anything. It could be anything. Anyway. Oh gosh. Which kind of brings me on to kind of what I probably should be talking about, you know, the relevant stuff to you guys. I don't know what that was. That was just me talking. I'm just catching up here with you guys. This is all the shit that happens in my life. Past and present. And on into the future. Games. Yeah. I have an absolute ton. And I know I've promised quite a lot at the end of several videos, and I look back on them and it's like, oh yeah, I said I was going to do that. And then I never did. Like, for some reason, I started Corpse Party. The second Corpse Party game. I don't know why I did that, because I am not ready to play that game. It's a lot of sitting down and talking. It takes days like today where I'm like, literally, oh yeah, I can sit down and talk for an hour. But I'm like the most introverted person you will ever meet. I don't pick up phones. I hate talking to people. If you find me in a crowd, I will be that person in the corner that is pretending I don't exist. I don't dance. I do not socialise. And the last time I went to a club, I had a panic attack. I'm just, no. Right. And that kind of coalesces into a person that just doesn't talk all that much. I have never felt the need to talk. Like, I was taught how to talk in university by my flatmate, who is the most extroverted person ever extroverted. She used to physically drag me from my room, so I had to be social. And then she'd drag me out, and it didn't matter what state I was in. Even if I didn't have makeup on, she would drag me out. But she's also the person who used to take me to cocktail bars rather than clubs, you know, where you can actually hear yourself think and talk and actually, you know, enjoy your time without getting blackout drunk. No offence to anyone who likes getting blackout drunk. I mean, fair play to you if you want to do that, but it was never my thing, ever. Like, I can do it, I can hold my liquor really well, but I just don't get any enjoyment out of it, and I don't see the point. Especially since I come from a family where, like, if my mum gets drunk, she throws things and gets very, very angry. Like, that's her default response. My dad has so many really funny stories from, like, my mum's younger days when she just used to go mental. And then my brother kind of does that loopy thing, you know, he's one of those people you'll find climbing lampposts because he's in the rock climbing club and he just gets really stupid when he gets drunk. And then apparently his partner gets angry as well, and it's like, I just come from that kind of family. Now I only ever got like blackout drunk once, and that was completely by accident. Because they had food on the menu, but I didn't realise that the food was alcoholic. I mean, I don't know how much I'd had to drink before I looked at the food menu, and I think that's probably why I didn't notice. But yeah, basically the food was alcoholic, and it was like, why am I doing this to myself? You know, this is good for absolutely nobody. But anyway, I got blackout drunk then, and apparently, according to my friend, because obviously I remember none of this, I get very cuddly, very happy, and I complimented like 8 different people that I'd never met. So basically, my social anxiety disappears, which is good to know. But then I also spent like 10-15 minutes throwing up, and I was like, never again. And I'm actually one of those people that stood by that. I have never, ever gone blackout drunk since that night. Never again. But I'm just one of those people who's just like, if you promise something, stick by it. You know, you may as well. I don't like pretending I'm going to do something and then not do it. So that kind of should come into all the games I promised to play, because it will. Since I've started Corpse Party, I will eventually get round to it. But I wanted to play Mad Father, especially since I've read more about the update, and that is out now. It's been updating sporadically, kind of across this month. So I think they're doing patches and small updates to the update. So I'll probably start that maybe in January, February time. I'm not sure, we'll have to see. Because by January, I'm always knackered. Like, I'm so tired by January. And I think everybody gets this, but I will obviously be picking my work back up and doing some more videos and stuff. But don't be surprised if it's like videos like this where I'm just not really playing and more talking than anything else. I just like getting this stuff out sometimes. I will be finishing the downloadable content for The Evil Within. I do believe I already promised that. So there's the Consequence and the Executioner. I think the Consequence obviously is more, that's the second half of Kidman's story, whereas the Executioner is more of like a fun side quest thing. I have seen some of the Executioner being played. I do obviously also have the Evil Within 2, which I will be playing. Probably pretty soon after I finish the downloadable content. It's probably something I'll roll straight onto. I also plan on finishing Dead Space. I've kind of been working towards that, but it's not... Oh God, that's going really quick, isn't it? Yeah, so I will be moving on to finishing Dead Space as well. Although I'm not sure how close or far I am from the end of that. I actually thought I was closer to the end than I actually am. So yeah, that game might take me a bit longer than it is. Because I have to work myself up to play that one, because it genuinely does frighten me in a very different way that Alien did. It's a different kind of fear, but it's really hard for me to sit down and do long extended gameplay of that. Because it really gets to me for some reason. But I never want to get into an episode of Dead Space where I won't commit to a full hour. It's like, that's like my minimum challenge for myself, really, is to commit to a full hour of gameplay. I just feel that's important. And I've always been like that, so... I just want to save that now for a little bit. Yeah. Trying to think what else I've promised to play. I will finish Dishonored. I will absolutely finish Dishonored. I am very close to the end of that. I think I've got maybe one more episode. I don't know if I'll finish that. Maybe over the next couple of weeks. We'll have to see. I say, because I'm still like right in the middle of Christmas preparations right now, so it's kind of sporadic when I've got free time, when I don't. But if I do have free time, then that is exactly what I will be doing. Just because I feel that's very important, that I get like one full game out. I'll also be finishing Tomb Raider at some point, but to be frankly honest, that's not very high on my list of stuff to do right now. I like playing Tomb Raider when I want like a down day and I just want to chill. Because I've also got the next Tomb Raider game after that to go, and I believe they might be working on a new one. I'm not sure though, that might be a film. I don't really remember these things. I'm not really happy about the transmission for this. Maybe I should go with birds. It's the colder countries I'm worried about now, because they're going to start closing the airports and stuff soon. Come on, spread, my pretty, spread. Anyway, What else have I promised to play? It's pretty bad when I can't remember, doesn't it? I will probably move on to the next set of Dead Space games sometime across next year. As I said, because they are generally scary. And they are just going to get scarier because the graphics get updated and it, you know how it is. Birdies. Rats and birds, rats and birds. Come on. Spread. Ooh. The problem now is that this is like... Let's get that spreading in the colder regions. Because it's doing okay in the hot. Come on. Do you know what? I tend to do really well in this game when I'm actually not paying attention. I've noticed that, like... We'll do that one. Let's mix the DNA up a bit. Spread! I love the mutations. Excellent. Anyway. I can't remember what else I said I was going to play. There's probably a few things I've definitely forgotten, but I think they're the big ones. I said Tomb Raider's kind of going to be few and far between. Oh, is that everybody? I think that's everybody, which means I can just focus on this now. Yeah. Murder. Kill. I need like total organ failure. I like that it's quite, you know, sporadic with the evolutions. Systematic infection. I'm generally trying to think if there's any more games that I'm playing that I've promised. I don't think there are. If there are, drop them in the comments box below if there's any I've actually forgotten about. Or actually if there's any you want to see. I do have some plans for like upcoming games. The next Resident Evil, for example, I do have. Oh yeah, I got Resident Evil 7 as well, and I'm like... really don't know if I want to play Resident Evil 7 or not. That's another game that terrifies the ever-loving shit out of me. But it's like... I really kind of should play it because I really want to play Resident Evil 8 when that comes out. I'm really looking forward to that one. I mean, there's something else I like as well. Oh yeah, there's like talks about the new Bioshock game, but I'm thinking, given that the rumours about that are few and far between, it's probably like a couple of years away, that one. So it's not as close as some of the articles made it sound, which is a shame because it's already like been so long since we've had a decent Bioshock game, and I really, really love it. But I do keep promising that I'm going to play Bioshock Infinite. The only thing holding me back from that is purely because of the amount of times I've played it. I like to play games when I've kind of forgotten like certain bits and pieces about them. So, you know, when you kind of forget what like the plot is, or like little hidden areas where the secrets are and stuff like that, that's kind of the stuff I want to forget about before I go back in for playing it. Because as I said, Bioshock Infinite's like definitely one of my all-time favourite games. I really, really love playing it. But I have like next to all the achievements now. I mean, I think I went through the whole game with the sniper rifle, and it was just, it was amazing. I absolutely loved doing that. So I kind of need to go through like my achievements, see what I've got, see what I haven't got, maybe challenge myself a bit. to do, you know, to do one of the paths I haven't completed yet. Come on, everybody dies. Can it up the dead at all? Evolve the random mutations. Mutate, murder, everything. Yes. Yeah, so other than promising to play the new Bioshock game, which I will, whenever that comes out, I will also play Bioshock Infinite at some point on my channel. It's just how I want to play that. I think earlier on I probably promised that I may or may not do a live stream across Christmas. It's looking more increasingly like I won't, purely because of the amount of planning and organising I have to do at the moment. I am doing really well on Plague Inc. right now. I don't normally win. I'm very used to just, you know, dying horrifically. Oh god, I've been at this for an hour. I think I'll probably leave this here. To be honest. With my crazy like ramblings and everything. Yeah. So I don't think there's anything else majorly that I'm going to play. I've got obviously more games that I want to play in the future, if we're talking about maybe the end of next year, possibly. We'll have to see. I do want to go through the Outlast series. Again, it's another game I'm scared of, quite scared of actually. But it's like the first Outlast I watched Jacksepticeye play it fairly recently. Well, I watched him play through it a couple of months ago, so it's another one I kind of want to forget. To be fair, I haven't watched Outlast 2 being played for years, so I have completely forgotten the majority of what that one's about, other than it's also terrifying. So yeah, there's the 2 Outlast games. I also have the 2 Amnesia games, and I'm going to be frankly honest, I've only ever managed to play about half an hour of the first Amnesia, and I could never convince myself to play further. That might be one that I might have to force myself to live stream, just so that I actually do it, because it's a bit like, yeah, it's just one of those things where you overthink how scary something is, and then when you're actually playing it, it's not as bad, but your brain makes it 10 times worse. It's kind of also the reason that I don't play the Five Nights at Freddy's games, because that's like, you kind of have to be on it with your head all the time, you know, to know when to click and when to not, when to, you know. I watched so many playthroughs of Five Nights at Freddy's when that came round, and I really enjoyed watching the game. But I played it a couple of times with my friend, and it's one of those ones where I have to concentrate, and when I concentrate I go really quiet, which is obviously not as entertaining for you guys to watch me just being stoic, like, oh. I mean, I don't know how it comes through on my facial expressions, because I've been told sometimes I can be really expressive, and then sometimes I just look like, you know, a bit of a marble statue, like nothing's happening. It all depends what kind of mood I'm in, which is what it is. Anyway, I'm not sure what this video was, to be honest. This is just what happens when you don't sleep for like 3 months, and you know, you kind of want to get a Christmas video out and you don't know what to do. So this is it. This was the Christmas video. I mean, oh gosh, I probably should say hello actually to everyone who's new on my channel, and I should have done that at the start of the video, but hi, this is me. This is what happens. This is just normal. Yeah, I'm just one of those people that just talks about really random shit, and none of it matters, and nobody cares, and that's perfectly fine. So hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the 300 people. I mean, there's 300 of you. What are you doing? Surely there are more interesting people you could be spending your time with, but I mean, hi anyway. Thank you for being here. I mean, a special thanks to the 4 people who seem to watch every video I put out. I don't know who you 4 are, but you're amazing. You know, it makes me very happy when I see that little 4 number pop up, and I'm like, oh, thank you so much. 4 people like my things. Yeah, I mean, I'm like the bare basics of bare basics as far as gaming goes, I think. It's mostly horror, it's mostly weird things, and then it's the lowest quality of editing you can probably get, because let's be honest, right, I'm doing this on my own. I'm on my own doing this, and editing is a shit. Oh my god, editing is awful. And I have so much respect for anyone who does editing full time and can make it look good, because I do not have that talent. So as long as you guys are here for the current quality of content and don't expect it to improve anytime soon, we'll be fine. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you have any games that you want me to play. I am open to suggestions for anything that is horror, maybe dark comedy at a push. Please, nothing that's like too much talking, because I have to build myself up for that. I said I will get to Corpse Party eventually. It'll just happen. I'll have a day where I'm like, yes, I am going to talk, and today's that day, and I will play Corpse Party. But there are other pixel games I really want to play. I mean, I have Noel the Mortal Fate. I don't know why I have that game, but I have the series. And I don't even know if I have that series in English, and I just realised that. I probably should check before I promise anything to do with that game. Don't even know what it's about. It looks weird. Anyway, I'll try anything once, pretty much. Oh, I mean, you should see the amount of games that I've tried and just thought, yeah, that's not a suitable YouTube video. No. I've chucked so much footage. That's not a fun feeling. Anyway. I hope everybody is having a decent year. It's been tough, but I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope you're all mentally sound. I mean, as sound as you could be. Hopefully next year will be better. I mean, I literally cannot see how it can be worse, so the only way is up, as they all say. But thanks everyone who has been here for my channel across this year, or half this year, or I don't even know, but thank you. It means a lot. I don't really sit down and talk to you guys enough, I know, and that's just my introverted little brain going, they don't want to hear you talk. But it's like, you're here on my channel, you must like something about me. There's something there. I will keep telling myself that. It doesn't make me feel better, but yeah. Anyway, I will endeavour to sit down more to talk to you guys. I will try to do it. This worked, you know. When I'm distracted by other things, I can talk more. But on the other hand, it's less structured and more pointless. Whatever. I'm just going to ramble for the next 10 minutes if I keep this going. So we're going to stop now. I wish you guys a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you all have a Happy New Year. And I hope next year is 10 times better for everybody. And everybody smiles and we achieve world peace. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.